Ramadan for Kids from Al Quran Academy. Day 9. Reflect on the Quran. Reciting the Quran or memorizing its words is in itself not enough. Although both acts are essential, they must be accompanied by reflection, tadabbur, and a deep commitment to live the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "This is a blessed book which we have revealed to you, so that they reflect upon its verse, and those with understanding may take heed." The recitation of the Quran is supposed to increase our iman and deepen the love and awe of Allah in our hearts. This will only occur if we recite with reflection and deliberation. Reciting a single verse of the Quran, contemplation and reflection is better than reciting the entire Quran without any contemplation or reflection, as this is more likely to increase our iman and lead us to tasting the sweetness of iman and the Quran.
What is tadabbur? Tadabbur is to reflect on the verses of the Quran and think of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to us. This should directly lead us to implementing the commandments of Allah and the sunnah of His beloved Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But I am not a scholar. There is a misconception among some people that reflection is limited to scholars. This is not true. The disbelievers were condemned in the Quran for not doing tadabbur. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Then do they not reflect upon the Quran, or are there locks upon their hearts?" Quran 47:24. Therefore, as believers, we have no excuse for failing to perform tadabbur, reflection. Tadabbur is essential to our lives and for building a strong connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
5 steps to reflect on the Quran. Before you can reflect on the Quran, you have to make some effort to study and understand the meanings and the message of the Quran.
Before you can 5 steps to reflect on the Quran. Before you can reflect on the Quran, you have to make some effort to study and understand the meanings and the message of the Quran. You could join a Quran course or listen to lectures explaining the meaning of the Quran, or read a reliable tafsir book and read through the translation of the Quran. Whenever you are reflecting on the words of the Quran, always take heed not to fall into the trap of interpreting the book of Allah according to your own whims and desires, or speaking about His words without knowledge. Once you have studied the meanings of a verse and have understood its context and lessons, then you can reflect upon the verse by Number 1. Think of who is talking to you. When you begin reciting the Quran, bring the greatness of the one who is addressing you, Allah, to the forefront of your mind. Assume that you are the one being addressed in every statement in the Quran. Hence, if you hear a command or prohibition, assume you are the one who is being commanded and prohibited. Number 2. Personalize the Quran to your situation. Whilst reciting the Quran and reading its meaning or explanation, relate it to your own life and your own experiences. Ask yourself, what is Allah telling me? What is Allah asking me to do? How can I apply it to my life? Number 3. Visualize. Think deeply about the words you are reciting and try to visualize the meaning they are conveying. For instance, when reading about the descriptions of hellfire in Juz Amma, make the imagery come alive in your mind To achieve this, repeat the verses wherever necessary. Number 4. Feel the emotion and repeat the verse. When reciting a verse about paradise, feel your longing for paradise increasing. Similarly, when reciting a verse about hellfire, feel the fear in your heart. On feeling this effect, keep repeating the verse. Let it move you to the point of crying over it. Whether your recitation includes a touching story or a verse about the creative power of Allah, let it move you emotionally. Let it pierce your heart. Number 5. Interact with the verses. When you come across a verse about mercy, stop and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His mercy. When you come across a verse about punishment, stop and ask Allah's protection. When you come across a verse where you can make dua, stop and ask Allah.